And we're live. What's going on out there, YouTube family and Facebook family and Twitch family? Pray you guys are doing well. Hope you're having a great Sunday. Holidays coming up on Monday, Martin Luther King's Jr.'s birthday. So hopefully you guys are doing well. But I wanted to talk about this because it's spreading like wildfire, to be quite honest with you. Like the trades are running with it. And I have some thoughts, but I want to kind of break it down as to what's going on before I give you guys the actual punchline. So right here, a really awesome dude on Twitch, and I've seen him on different stuff as well. Scott McClellan. He went and saw, like, Zach made a post this morning on Vero, and it's like cup of tea down, yada yada yada, working on Zack Snyder's Justice League, which is a really good sign because there was one thing that I wanted to show. I think it was like 19 hours ago, roughly, that on Twitter, it's not a really big thing, but some of you guys have been fighting and advocating for this to be this was a really good deal because recently, maybe like a month ago, they had said this was like the director's cut of Justice League or something to that nature. And then it got relabeled as Zack Snyder's Justice League, which is really cool. And it was weird because at the same time on Facebook, they redid a label for as far as the logo. It looked the same, but it was just a small little variation. So I was like, things are kind of switching and changing and stuff like that. And one of the things that Scott did really well is he kind of like puts different things up. It's like, can we expect a poster for Zack Snyder's Justice League? Soon. Like Zach answered soon. There was another one. What was it? Hi, boss. Is Zack Snyder's Justice League still on compromise? We are really worried. Of course, he leaves his compromising statements like, of course not. But then shout out to Sam Parker. He's awesome. Let's see. So then you start going into some other specifics about the film. And if I was Zach, honestly, I wouldn't say anything. It's too close to the cuff. And I'll bring up reason why I have thoughts about all of this. So somebody asked, so is the film 4 hours long with credits or without? And Zach straight up was like, without. That means that the whole entire film, the bulk of what you're going to see straight up is 4 hours. And on top of that, I can't remember if it was somebody that asked the question, was there going to be in credit scene? And he specifically said no. Now, remember, I showed you guys the post before, and I actually shared this with Scott myself because I saw it when Susan posted up. The title officially Zack Snyder's Justice League. And he's like, yes, it is. So that was confirmation for the change that was made on Twitter, which is cool. And then somebody asked, here's the question, will there be an after credit scene? And he said no. So it's kind of like whatever comes is what it is. But this is where I start getting into other things that this is where everybody's really freaking out about. And I have a thought about it. I know that Grace Randolph has her own perspective on it as well, because she has way more insider knowledge than I do about it. But anyway, the next question was, are all the VFX done? He was like, just a handful of shots coming in. And so that was cool. Now, I'm going to go and show you guys the actual post that I'm talking about. Here it is right here, because this is the atom bomb that changed everything. It really, I feel like it's taken out of context, but I guess we'll talk on it right now. So this is the question. So is this still a series or a one-shot movie of a one-shot of a movie? Okay. He said with 2 words, one shot. And from that point, the trades took it and went everywhere with it. And like now, if you look on different reports everywhere, like it's the same. Like, hold on, I'm gonna see if I can post it up. And this is where I say that some of the things like this is dangerous, because I don't know if Zach should have just said anything at this point. Because now you got like different outlets and stuff like that. It's like Zack Snyder's Justice League is 4 hours long, which is true. And it's not a miniseries, says the director. And they're taking it out of context, in my personal opinion. Now, I'm going to just say this because I don't know. I don't have enough, knowledge. I don't have enough connection. Like, talk to, Chris Juan Swenson or Dave the Film Junkie, or talk to Grace Randolph. They've actually interviewed Zach. They've actually conversed with Zach. All I have is just my memory, and all I can remember is the catalyst of how things was going. The initial interview that Grace had with Zack, as well as some of the other things that he talked about with enduring the DC fandom, was that what Zack wanted to do initially is to complement what HBO Max is trying to do formulaically through everything they're doing and what they're pushing, is that he was going to release each one, like 4 sections of the film, the 4-hour film, in hour increments. And then on the last one, he was going to release the entire thing. And so, again, I don't know. I don't have enough context to know if that is, really finite, that what he's saying is the gospel. But I feel like I can't go off of just him sending that message as gonna be that's what it is. Like, first off, I don't even know where that it would even come from. Now, some of the things that people have been talking about is this is gonna be like distributed internationally, and the only way they can be able to get it internationally is it's released as a whole film. I can believe that, but I'm willing to more believe is that he's gonna double down. They're gonna still, like, say if the movie comes out in March or April, they come up with part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4 of Justice League, and then on the 4th, this is going to be a widespread release. They're going to release on the 4th episode or whatever. It's going to be released out to the entire theaters, everywhere they can, the drive-in theaters, internationally. And that to me seems like more of a smart business move. I might be wrong. Maybe I'm talking out of something nowhere, but to me, I feel like you take advantage of the situation, because if honestly, I can sit through Zack Snyder's film. In all honesty, I can sit through the whole 4 hours of Zack Snyder's Justice League. I can. But that's not everybody. Other people out there are going to be like, you know what? I don't know if I want to go through all that. Like, I don't have the patience to do all that. Regardless of how awesome it is, like, I need to be digestible to me. And I think that if you allow this to go through a series market process, right? It goes, and say if it starts on March the 1st, and then it goes to the last week of March. The last week of March is when everything gets pushed out. Then you still can get what you want. You can still have the same exact film, the whole entire thing seen on a bigger scale, and as well as it can be distributed out well. Because what, to me, in my personal opinion, the reason why I was all behind this coming out as a series personally was because I was like, oh, this is genius. Like, if you go and have it where people can be able to watch this and kind of see certain things that they had never seen before with the original Justice League, or notice that this is completely different than what they could have ever imagined or dreamed, then you start to build up an audience. You really start to build up hype, and you also bring people to the platform of HBO Max. If it's that, I can look at this one time and after that, it's going to go to VOD, or it's going to go to theaters, and it's just going to stay up there for an incremental amount of time. There's kind of like, I don't know, but I feel like making it episodic was one of the things that made this so hyped to me. I was like, let's go. You know what I'm saying? And I could be wrong. I'm actually curious. I want to see, I'm going to go to the chat in a second to see what you guys' personal opinion on it is. I still think that people are jumping the gun, and that the honest truth is that I still think it's going to roll out in hour-long increments in 4 different parts. But at the end of that, and I believe he said it, I got to go pull back up the DC fandom. I don't have it anywhere, but I could have sworn he said after that, he's going to try to release the entire thing in one shot. So I don't know. I feel like they're taking this completely out of context. So Chris Brown, what's going on, bro? Movie talk. I'm so glad it's not a miniseries. I would have been kind of strange. So some of you guys want this to be the full entire thing. You guys are hardcore, man. A 4-hour movie. Lord, better not fall asleep. What's going on, Blackwing? Movie or miniseries, just give us Zack Snyder's vision. So Black Joker, you hit the nail on the head. At the end of the day, no matter what, I posted this actually on Vero just a little while ago, and I basically said this, like, regardless if it comes out in 4 parts and then later on in the full thing, regardless if it comes out in just the full one-shot 4-hour movie, at the end of the day, it's a blessing that we're even able to get this version. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is unprecedented situation. Like, at the end of the day, you know, the trades are going to use this as a platform to kind of be like, yo, I can't believe he's doing this. I can't believe he's saying this. And they're going to boost the hype because it's going to give them and generate buzz. This is the thing this is the scary thing about this whole joint. This man, I ain't going to say he's got power, but he's got clout. For him to make a comment on in my opinion, Vero is getting up there as far as a social media platform, but it's not a Twitter. For this to be something where he said something on a offshoot social media site, 1 word, 2 words, and they just run with it, that is power, bro. Straight up, like that is clout. And it's like, for him to just utter something like that, that shows me that there is a connection to people, you know, like running with this from an entertainment standpoint. And it's not just a superhero medium. Like it's insane at this point. And so I'm just saying that for him to make that statement, you know, on a comment, I wouldn't take it out of context personally. I would kind of wait and see where things are going to go, especially when they do the promotional marketing. That was the last thing that he had stated when he was talking with Chris and when he was talking with Grace. And I think he was talking about with somebody else with Comic Book Debates. I think that was a really good interview. But in my personal opinion, like, this is a blessing that is coming out anyway, regardless of what way it comes out. This is dope. It shouldn't be a beef one way or another. And at the end of the day, he's going to be able to get for everybody to see it the way that he wants, for good or bad, for whatever you feel about him or not. Like, he's going to be able to get the version that he really initially intended, which is amazing to me. I can sit through Endgame, but I had to push myself through Wonder Woman 84. 4 hours of this. I don't know, man. Cyborg for life. For our movie, I'm with it. So you guys seem like y'all are cool with it. I'm curious what everybody's saying. For the most part, everybody seems like y'all are on the same page with it. I just would say I would use caution with believing and perceiving that this is going to be just a one shot. To me, if I was HBO Max, if I was AT&T, and if I was Zack, I would build hype through an episodic situation where you have it where 1 hour here, 1 hour here, 1 hour here, and then you get to the very last one. Imagine that. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine the moment that, you know, you're waiting for the very last one. And I'll play this just for the heck of it, so you guys can have something to watch instead of me bobbling on. You're watching, you know, in full resolution, full HD, like the moment, right? And all of a sudden it's like, now you get to see the whole entire thing. Because that's one thing that HBO always does. HBO always has it where you're like, now it's time to recap and catch up. Instead of doing a recap, it's like, no, all this is going to be together. You're going to see the whole entire thing. But again, that might be dumb as well, because like you get to the 4th episode and you're like, you just want to finish the 4th episode, but instead you got to watch the whole entire thing. So I get it. Man. Maybe it would be a situation where the 4th episode after that was done, and the week after that or the next day, then you distribute the whole entire thing. Either way, I mean, I don't know. I can't speak for everybody, but for me, I'm going to definitely be buying this physically when they allow it to be, you know, purchased physically. I'm definitely going to be watching it day one. I mean, it's not even a question at this point. And then at the end of the day, I don't know what lies, you know, beyond this. And I mean, I think Zack even alluded that he doesn't know either. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's still being distributed, it's still being made. And if the people want it, if the people want more, you know, that's a blessing. That's cool. Like, we'll see where things go. But again, I would just use caution in believing that it's just going to be a one shot. As I just don't see that. Because if that was the case, in all honesty, was it 3 days ago now, when that big HBO Max presentation of the films that are going simultaneously on streaming service and into theaters, Zack Snyder's Justice League would have been up there. That was not there. And initially I was watching it and I was kind of like, I mean, what the heck? Why is it not there? And then I was sitting there talking with people like Lucas and other people. It's like, oh, okay. The reason why it's not up there is because it's considered a series. And so it's like, now it's conflicting situations where it's like, off of somebody's word or saying it's a one shot, we're assuming that it's not a series any longer and that it's just a one shot. But why was it not on the border for, you know, HBO Max's platform of what is coming up next? Again, these are where I'm saying, this is where I'm going with it. I'm just looking at it from different angles. And I just want to pick you guys' brain with it. Thank you guys so much for actually watching. Make sure you like me, subscribe, hit that bell button. Go down to the description bar below. I put my our Twitter, I put our Facebook, and I put our Twitch. We will be having a lot more things coming up on Twitch. There's gonna be a lot more reactions actually coming on Twitch pretty soon. I've settled that. I also had to take down our Patreon. That's gonna be a whole different other video. But anyway, I just want to bring that to you guys' attention. Let me know in the comment section below what you think, and y'all stay blessed. And are you excited for Zack Snyder's Justice League? I wish I would have made a video 3 days ago or 2 days ago now, when the date for Godzilla versus Kong changed to March 26th. And we already know that Falcon and Winter Soldier is coming out March 19th. At this point, March is saturated, right? And it's like, say hypothetically speaking, it does come out in March. You know, that's a lot. That's a whole lot. If it's coming out as a film, it's coming out in the same month as Godzilla. Like, it doesn't make sense for it to, if it is coming out in March, if that's true, or if it's coming out later, then okay. But if it's coming out in March, like we're thinking it is, I just don't see it being the whole film coming out in the same month as Godzilla. Because then you're like going back and forth between two competing things. To me, the business model would be that each month has its own big title. I think February would be Judas and the Black Messiah, and I think maybe not Mickey Mouse, but Tom and Jerry. I think that August is going to be Mortal Kombat. April has something else big. I can't remember, but that's just my personal opinion. I'm just shoot balling. I don't know. I don't have any clout. I don't have any connection with what is really going on. If any of those guys want to talk to me, or girl, if it was Grace or if it's Chris or if it's Dave, I'll communicate with them and I'll ask them my personal opinion. Heck, I might even ask Dave to get on his. I think he's probably live streaming right now anyway. But anyway, I gotta go. This is supposed to be seen as a movie. Dark Side, it is. It is. No matter what, it's still gonna be seen as a movie. All I'm saying is, in my opinion, is that if it's spread out as 4 different parts and you get people enticed and excited to see it as it goes, we've been waiting 4 years, actually longer than that, technically, you know, for 4 weeks to be able to see it, build hype, and then getting the world to rally behind to actually see it. I think that would be something. I think there's something to that. I really do. My personal opinion, I think there's something to that. And I would think that AT&T would recognize that. I would think that Zack would recognize that. But at the same time, Zack is like, you know, I want everyone to see it. It's like, if the corner market is to make sure that everybody sees it at once, and if people on HBO, people on other countries don't have HBO Max and it's not available for distribution, then I can see that. Then it would be a situation where internationally people would get it in theaters and we'd be sitting there having it in a series situation. And again, that's the other side of it. If it's that the international market is like, we're getting to see the whole entire thing in theaters and we're sitting there watching scraps and different pieces of it, then we would be mad over here. So yeah, to your point on Darseed, you're right. But we'll see. I just want to pick you guys' brain. I'll talk to you guys later. Keep it locked. JVS, we ain't gonna stop. Peace, guys.